Hi, my name is Kendall, and today I'm going to be talking about the 10 places to visit in San Diego. Now, I know there's a lot more than just 10, but for the sake of this video, I chose just some 10 of my favorite places. So, starting off with Petco Park. Petco Park is located in downtown San Diego. It's actually like right in the middle of the city, so it's kind of an odd place to put a baseball park, but it works out because there's a trolley right next door that drops off a lot of its visitors, so they don't have to worry about parking. It's relatively new. It opened in 2004, and before that, the Padres used to share Qualcomm Stadium with the San Diego Chargers, but the San Diego Chargers are now in LA, so that's why they needed their own park. Okay, moving on to Coronado. Coronado is located across the San Diego Bay from downtown San Diego. And it's funny because they call it Coronado Island. Geographically, they call it an island, but there's a piece of land that connects it to San Diego, and that's called Silver Strand. So technically, it's a connecting island, and this is a place where there is a lot of tourism. There's like three main hotels, and a lot of the city's income is from tourism stuff. They're from the hotels, and then there's a lot of restaurants and just like shops that sell specialty items. Moving on to just the famous food places in downtown San Diego. The picture here is one of my favorite ones. It's called the Donut Bar. It's similar to California Donuts if you've been to the one in Los Angeles. But this was just like the specialty donuts, like so they have like Snickers and Oreo and all that good stuff. And it's super popular. And like sometimes there's a line that forms like all the way around the block, and people get there at like 4 a.m. just to ensure that they get their donuts. Another really famous place in downtown San Diego is called the Taco Stand, and that has like the best tacos I've ever had. And there's other locations, but downtown San Diego one was the original. Moving on to North Park. North Park is a little bit inland from downtown San Diego, and it's like a relatively new spot. It has a lot of like young professionals living there. They call it like the hipster town because there's a lot of like different food places. It's really trendy, and there's a lot of just like different shops, and they're known for their breweries and their coffee shops. Moving on to Balboa Park. This is also in downtown San Diego, but it's not your average park where you would just like go and play soccer. There's like museums and other huge events that the city throws every year. Around Halloween Town, they have like a haunted maze, and then around Christmas time, they have like light show. So that's super fun, and there's always something going on in Balboa Park. The next thing I have is the two amusement parks in San Diego. I know SeaWorld is a little controversial right now, but it'd be a good place to visit with your family, with young kids. And then there's also Legoland, which I haven't been to, but I've heard it's super fun and that the kids really enjoy it. Moving on, I have the San Diego Zoo, and the San Diego Zoo is actually located in Balboa Park, so it just kind of shows how big Balboa Park actually is. And it's one of the bigger zoos in the entire world, and they're kind of known for being their quality that they give to their animals. So they're actually the pioneer of the open or cageless displays. So they try to do their best to recreate the natural habitat for the animals so that they have better living conditions. The next place I have, if you travel up the freeway from downtown San Diego, you'll hit Pacific Beach, which is a small town, and it basically just looks like this picture. There's like, you're off the freeway and there's just like a huge strand of like different shops and restaurants and bars for that attracts a lot of tourists and a lot of locals. And then it's really cool because at the end of this like big strand of like different streets of all the shops and stuff, there's the actual beach. So you could like go to a restaurant, like pick up a taco and like walk to the beach and just have your day there. So that's also somewhere really cool to check out. And then next place I have is Potato Chip Rock. San Diego's really well known for their hiking because of their gorgeous views. But I think Potato Chip is definitely the most popular. If you look at that picture, that's like the picture that everyone takes once they get there. That hike actually isn't very long or very like grueling, but once you get to the top, there's like an hour-long wait for everybody to take their picture on this rock because if you like angle it correctly, it could look like you're like standing on the edge. But in this picture, you can kind of tell that like there's another rock right below it. So you're not really in any danger, but it makes for a good picture. And some other notable hikes in San Diego that are a little bit more intense are called Three Sisters, and then there's one in Cowles Mountain. And the last one I have on there is La Jolla Shores, which is more like a nature walk. It's kind of flat, just like on the cliff going down to La Jolla Shores, and that's a really good place for people just to enjoy the view of the ocean and take their dogs for walks. And the last place I have, which I think is my favorite, but I could be biased because I used to live there, is La Jolla Shores. La Jolla Shores is one of my favorite beaches. It has a lot of like really good waves for surfing, and if like just up from the beach there's like a seaside cafe, it's really fun to go to. And if you head down the road a little bit further to downtown La Jolla, there's La Jolla Cove, which you can stay on the left, and that's really cool. And they have opportunities for like scuba diving and like snorkeling, not scuba diving, snorkeling. And you can like observe the marine life there, and there's a lot of like sea otters and sea lions that come, and then it's just like a really big tourist attraction. And again, there's a lot of like shops and restaurants and stuff like that there as well. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for listening.